Good morning, listeners and viewers. You're listening to Ammar and
Jalf.
live on our radio show right here. What we saying now? Look, what? Radiant.
Radiant.
Do it. It's Kala Cola. Do you remember that?
Cala. I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah, there used to be this advert on all of the time that would you'd put it in your hair. I don't know if it still exists, but they still have it. Do you think?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
It was like a green bottle with a
Yeah. I think it's still there,
lady.
more. I think it's still there. I think it's good stuff, A lot of like the bigger brands have taken their recipes and their ingredients and how they used to do it.
Right. Anyway, good morning, listeners and viewers. Welcome. You're listening to Ammar and
Jalf.
live on our weekly radio show right here on Spice FM.
Each week we'll try and bring some views, news, and one or two clues from the business world.
Yeah. Asian Business Connections aims to connect, support, and promote the Asian and wider communities.
And we'll be talking shop, quite literally, not just corner shops where they look to start a business, have an existing business, or you just want to talk business. We can help.
We can help. We can help. And we do help. Yeah. Gosh, it's very interesting. The sun's shining. That's probably why it's reflecting on me, on my face. The last Juma of Ramzan is here as well. How are you feeling, Joe?
Yeah, it's. I mean, this year it's so easy, Ammar. So he's obviously still going to feel a little bit tired because of the getting up at for suhoor at four-ish, and then that 1 hour kind of break, and then trying to get a little bit of rest after that. And it depends what that rest looks like, because is it are you sleeping? Can you get to sleep? Can you not get to sleep? And there's no guarantees. So your sleeps are definitely shorter. There's a bit of disruption, but I think that's all part of it, isn't it? It's just that the heightened mental discipline and strength that needs to be shown in this month, and those challenges, all good challenges, because it just shows that if you want to push the body to limits that you don't ordinarily kind of push it to, then it's possible. So I think that's the beauty of it. You're definitely pushing yourself a lot more, and hopefully you can continue that mindset beyond Ramadan also.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was discussed at the curriculum last week,
Mm-hmm.
and Ammar had shared how the fasting is something that all religions observe. All major religions observe some form of fasting, right? And the purpose of it initially was thought to primarily be faith orientated, i.e., you're giving something up, right? Is what you are, whether that's food, whether that's food and drink, whether it's pretty much everything, whether it's a particular I had lots of Catholics and Christians give up for Lent. They give something up as well. And all religions, all major religions, sorry, not all religions, all major religions do that. But then over the last few decades in particular, there's been a significant rise. Forgive me, I'm slightly hay feverish. There's been a rise in intermittent fasting. And in fact, it's something that I've been doing for about a decade now. So at least 3 or 4 days a week. On a Sunday, I'll have a meal around about 6 o'clock, and then not eat anything
Is that in the
until
evening?
in the evening. Yeah,
Okay.
and then not eat anything usually on a Monday until the following. So sort of full 24 hours of fasting, intermittent fasting. And then the rest of the week, I tend not to eat breakfast. So I'll have my evening meal around about 6 p.m.-ish, and then not eat until 12 the following day. So intermittent fasting, and I genuinely feel I feel better for it. I do usually drink quite a bit of water and liquids, green tea and things like that. So the health proprietaries of fasting, and then there's extreme fasting, where people have they fast for 3 days, they fast for 7 days, and there's even examples of people fasting for 21 days. Obviously, during that period, they will drink and sustain, and primarily what they tend to require, your body requires, is salt. So salt is a critical component when you're doing extreme fasting. I certainly wouldn't recommend extreme fasting for pretty much anyone, unless you're prepared and you know what you're doing. But one of the things our body does do is, after a period of time of sort of fasting, is it starts regenerating its cells. That's proven. Cell regeneration. I met someone in Turkey, and she regularly does 21 once a year. She does 21-day fasting, but in the main, she does 3 days fasting, and I was like fascinated.
But when you say 21 days, Ammar, it's not a straight fast for 21 days. Like you said, they're going to be drinking something like water and other.
Oh no, they'll be drinking. Oh yeah. It's not as if you can.
Well, is that not any
body.
different? I mean, Ramadan is for 30 days, so it's
but the difference. Okay, but what they're not doing is having, like, within Ramadan, what we all do is, what tends to happen is, you'll open your fast, you'll eat something, you'll then, in the morning, whatever time, you'll then eat something and close your fast, right? Is what you'll have. So whether it's iftar or sehri or whatever it is, you're eating. The 3, the 7, the 21 day, they're not eating. They're just taking some liquids. That's what they are. And vitamins, right? Vitamins and minerals to make sure that so they're not eating. So it's not quite the same as traditional Ramadan or that type of fasting. I mean, and then it's then there's a whole range of other festivals that have gone on. So it was Holi last week. And then our good friend Vikas will be hosting the Holi festival tomorrow at the Baltic. Have you been to that, John?
Oh, do you know what? I haven't. We'll see if we can pop over. I mean, I see the people coming in from the festival, all colours and everything.
That's brilliant.
It's pretty
cool. It is so good. The kids have so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so colourful. It's obviously the festival of colour is what it is, and it just brings everyone together. It's fun, it's celebration, and everyone sprays paint on each other as well. And and then there's Lent and various other festivals that are going on at this time. Anyway, what's going on in the world? So we have an extra special guest coming on the show at 10:30. The Consul General of Manchester, Consul General of India in Manchester, Vishakha, is going to be joining us and talking about the India-UK summit, which is happening next Friday in Manchester at Old Trafford. This is a significant conference that brings all of the North together. And, given the fact I was in Mumbai a couple of weeks back, there's some wonderful things going on in and out of India as well. The shift and the growth. It's one of the fastest growing economies, if not the fastest growing economy. It's moved from its lower classes, so people have more disposable incomes. There's a lot more money there, and there's some big opportunities. Anyway, we're going to hear from Vishakha when she comes on at 10:30, and in particular the summit. And actually, the consul general or the consulate in Manchester was only established a year ago. Prior to that, it was in Birmingham, and there was one in Edinburgh. So we have a dedicated northern consulate which covers the whole of the north. Obviously, the other significant element of this was also that Minu Malhotra was also appointed as an honorary consul general of India and has a presence in Newcastle. So we're connected, is what we are. So we're going to hear a bit more about that. But in the meantime, world affairs, Jaff.
Yeah, I mean, Ammar, I think we go back to our conversations in the start of the year when we were kind of not pleading, but we were hoping that there was going to be sensible leaders seeking peace and trying to resolve problems in the world and not do the complete opposite. I think what we've seen in the Middle East is just so horrific. The consequences and the impact it's going to have on the whole world, if it continues, it's going to be immense. We can feel it, we can see it. I think the markets are just trying to stabilize things as best that they can. But I think if it continues for a few more weeks and the Straits of Hormuz is closed and the oil production and the gas production and all of those things that impacted the flights that impacted going via the Middle East, I think the impact and the costs for all of us is going to be horrendous. I think when I'm listening to commentators are far more knowledgeable on the subject than myself, over just last night I was listening to a journalist called Mario Nufal. I think he's quite well known, and he was interviewing somebody, Alex Kasarov, I think he was called, and it seems as though that things are bleak, but it also they can't see where the resolution is, and who's going to negotiate, who's going to back down, and who's going to pull us out of this mess. I think that's the critical question.
Yeah, it is most definitely a sad state of affairs. Actually, Jaff, if you recall last week, you had suggested that businesses should be considering their overheads and do so quite quickly. And one of our close associates, Phil, who leads SME Centre of Excellence and is also arguably one of the most trustworthy, if not most trustworthy, energy type brokers as well. He was sharing, Jaff, that gas prices have now gone up 25%. 25%.
And if you imagine that you're looking to open a new business and obviously you've taken the premises on, and then all of a sudden you've got this energy bill that's going to be way, way, way more than what you've planned for. And this is the type of, that's just, when that goes up by 25% or more, the knock-on effect for a particular business and their customers, it's just a vicious circle, isn't it?
It is.
I think what's kind of really, really interesting, and if you follow the media, and it's not just mainstream media, because there's so many forms of areas of where you can gather information, whether it be Twitter or TikTok or YouTube. as opposed to going to the conventional mass medium outlets. I mean, Netanyahu, he came out yesterday and he was talking about it's all very religious. They're making it into there's a lot of religious mentions from whether it be from Trump. I think he told his army that this is Trump has been chosen by Jesus, and it's all about bringing the Messiah back. So there's a lot of, for the first time, I've never heard our nations talk about war from a religious perspective ever before, because we're secular nations. But I think that was quite interesting for me to hear that, because I never thought I would hear it, and there's a lot of mention of that by lots of different people, from Tucker Carlson to others. So have you heard much of that, Ammar, from your sources?
Sorry, which parts
You
that
know,
it's a
when Netanyahu
religious
is saying
war?
it's about Donald Trump is saying that it's all about the return of Jesus, and Netanyahu is saying that expansion and greater Israel is what's written in the Bible, and it's part of our religious beliefs, because they're waiting for their Messiah to come along. So it's like those type of discussions. There's been a lot made of them.
No, I don't think I have, and for I think going back to your earlier point, it's the impact of what's going on at a local level, right, is what it is. And just seeing that, and it's hard to neglect it as well. You
Yeah.
know, I think we, as a show about business, have a responsibility to have these conversations. And the reason why I say that is, on the one hand, I'm always mindful of constantly sitting here and portraying so much negativity, but it's hard to do anything else when it's struggling. I'll tell you what's particularly interesting is, as you've mentioned, is the challenges with the Strait of Hormuz. The fact that I was listening to a significant ex-presidential advisor from the US on Radio 4 this morning, and he's a critic of the current president, and he was just explaining how popularity statistics have never been as worse as they are now in the last 20 years of an individual.
Talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's the challenge we've got is the global economy faces inflation risks and market volatility. We were expecting the interest rates to reduce. Sadly, that's not happening. We were expecting a range of other positive measures. That's not necessarily happening. But coming on to business and show business, and as per our script here, the SMEs, so small to medium enterprise, ZIS, they across the UK continue to power employment, innovation, and community prosperity despite rising costs, skill shortages, and economic uncertainty. Which is quite interesting. And we spoke about this both on and offline, Jalf. AI, I had demonstrated it to someone this week, and they were shocked at the how good it is and what it can actually do. It's quite shocking. Have you started to adopt it at all or not?
No, Ammar, I think you're going to have to give us a few pointers on which ones I need to get. I think I will definitely begin to make that transition and start to work with an AI buddy.
Yeah, Well, I mean, basically, the headline is that AI is um, actually progressing as I have predicted for a very long time, for a lot quicker. So AI and automation are transforming business faster than expected. Is it an opportunity or is it disruption for SMEs? Artificial intelligence is no longer a future concept. It is already transforming marketing, logistics, finance, and customer engagement for businesses of all sizes. So some of the automation that I've seen. So I've got it to do a lot of financial type automation and forecasting and modeling, and it's brilliant in that regard. And maybe next week I can do a live demo of how anyone can adopt and utilize certain elements and how to develop a system prompt and a master prompt and such like. Um, and and I suppose so we can look at that from an AI perspective. I have been encouraging people to try using AI across all communities, because actually it talks in every language, Jeff. As I demonstrated a couple of weeks back,
Yeah.
is what it does, and it's brilliant, right? Because what can it do? So rather than be concerned about it, the critical point is what can it actually do? Is what it is. So from that perspective, I think it is really, really quite an attractive proposition. And then thirdly, and just before we bring on the Consul General, global markets are opening new doors for local businesses. So one of the things that we have seen, right, is we set up an office partnership with we set up the partnership with South Africa, and interestingly, because of the challenges in Middle East, a lot of cargo structure, infrastructure has all moved now towards South Africa as a trading route. So it's coming from China to there, is what it is. So it's and actually there's some really big opportunities, and we're going to hear a little bit more about those opportunities from the Consul General in a minute when we bring on the Consul General. So let me just push on some buttons here. Let's share this screen here. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. Okay. So Mrs Vishakha Yaduvanshi is a career diplomat from the 2010 batch of the Indian Foreign Service. She has served in Moscow at India's Ministry of External Affairs on the Russia and Overseas Citizens of India desks, and at the High Commission of India in London as Chief of Staff and Economic and Public Diplomacy Officer. Holds a Master's in Economic from Aligarh Muslim University and a Master's in Diplomatic Studies from the University of Oxford, and speaks Hindi, English, and Russian. It's brilliant to have Mrs. Vishakha on our show. So let's welcome. I'm now trying to find my buttons. Stop me from sharing and admit our wonderful Consul General. Good morning, Consul General G.
Good morning, Ammar.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and lovely to see you.
This is one of our most famous and successful entrepreneurs, Jalf, who's my co-host on this show.
Morning.
So I thought I'd just introduce him, but let's jump straight in if that's all right. In fact, Jalf, do you want to introduce yourself first, and then we'll get on to the Consul General?
Well, I'm Jalf Ali. So my family's been in Newcastle. I'm second generation. My father came in 1962 into the UK, and within a very few years got involved in hospitality trade, and we've managed to kind of continue that from 1969. So we're in hospitality and we're based around the city. We have 5 sites at the moment and we employ around 150 people. So in a nutshell, I know that your time is valuable. That's where we are and that's what we do. We're very happy with what we've managed to do, because we've tried to bring concepts which were not here in the city and they're unique to the city. So we love to bring things that are new to the city, and fortunately we've been working with we're one of the pioneers of bringing in international chefs into the region, primarily from the Indian subcontinent, those who have had experience in Dubai, and that's add a lot of value to the city, because the skill set and the value that top professionals add is something that we love to bring. So that's what we've been doing for a number of years now.
Amazing, Jalf. Lovely to hear from you. Lovely to meet you. And I know there are so many dynamic people like you and Ammar in the region. And I'm so glad to meet all of you.
That's incredibly kind of you, and the pleasure is all ours. And in fact, Vishakha ji, you did visit Jalf's restaurant when you came to Newcastle. The Dude restaurant is one of Jalf's restaurants that we invited you to, and so I've just recalled that you've frequented it. Anyway, enough about Jalf. We hear about him every week. It's far more important to hear from you. So let's kick off with who you are, what you do, and why you do it, please.
As you all know and your audience know, my name is Vishakha Yaduvanshi. I'm the new Consul General of India to the north of England. The consulate is based in Manchester. We have inaugurated this consulate last year. It was inaugurated by External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar. We have increased our footprints in the UK. It reflects the growing engagement and deepening ties of India and the UK. We opened, in fact, 2 new consulates last year, one in Manchester, one in Belfast. So as a Consul General, my duties and responsibilities include, apart from the consular work and the community engagement, it includes enhancing and deepening the ties, the business ties and economic ties between India and this region, north of England.
Brilliant. Thank you. And we were just looking and hearing and reading out your incredibly impressive bio as well. As a diplomat, it's wonderful that you have such depth and breadth of experience as well, right? As in having been in different countries and different environments and understanding what works there and such like. So no, thank you very much for your service and introduction. We were equally incredibly fortunate to have you visit us in the Northeast, and I think that is one of the critical points. Is you represent the whole of the North, right?
Yes, so I will be technically looking after the entire North, although we have a honorary consul based in Newcastle who does look after the trade and businesses part there, but they do not cover the consular services in that region. So the entire region, which is so dynamic, which I have experienced in my past 1 year of working here in the region. The region has so many opportunities. It provides so much of potential to work together.
Wonderful. No, thank you. And I suppose we're incredibly lucky to have you on, given your frenetic and frantic diary and the push-pull of your demand for your time. But we've got something really exciting happening next Friday, haven't we?
Absolutely. This is something I would really like to highlight, that given the past 1 year and my experience and my exploration of opportunities which exist in the north of England, I realized that we should do something to highlight these potential which exist here in this region, and in that direction, then we are celebrating basically the growing momentum and immense potential that exists between these two regions. In the last 1 year, we have witnessed important milestones of our bilateral engagement, from the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement to the launch of the direct flight and connectivity between India and Manchester, which strengthens links between India and north of England. So these developments reflect both the depth of our historic relationship and the exciting opportunities which lie ahead. In this context, I realized that let us celebrate this momentum which we have between the two regions, and we are organizing a summit. And I'm delighted to announce that India North England Opportunity Summit is being organized in Manchester on 20th March. The summit promises to be a high-level discussions. It promises to bring high-level discussions, policy engagements, key announcements, and basically we'll be reflecting on past milestones, and we will explore emerging opportunities ahead. So this gathering of the top influential leaders from across the domain of business, diplomacy, art, and governance in the north of England will try to showcase the potential which exists for collaboration between the two regions.
And I'm super excited about the summit because it is such an incredibly big deal. But just let's if we may please just start with the UK India FTA, right? So the foreign trade agreement. This was I'm aware, because I had been talking to the Department for Business and Trade team who had been working on it. They were and equally the wonderful India team as well. They were locked in rooms for like 24 hours and things like, it was coming. It's been something that's been got so much effort into, and it was such a significant milestone for the UK. Just share a little bit about it, please, if you can, and may, just to touch upon the significance of it.
Certainly, as you rightly mentioned, it is a significant milestone between in the relationship of India and the UK. And this Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement was signed on 24 July 2025 by both the leaders of India and the UK, the Prime Ministers. The aim, and it is that the FTA, which we call, is designed to boost bilateral trade by an estimated approximately 25 billion pounds annually. The aspect of how it will do so is by reducing tariffs and on approximately 99% of Indian goods, and which enter UK, and 64% of the UK goods which enter India. Which will immediately rise to 85% is what is assumed, what I've learned. And the UK and India already share a substantial economic partnership. The bilateral trade between the two countries exceeded 41 billion pounds in 2024, making India one of the UK's most important global trading partners. So for northern businesses, the scale of the Indian market presents significant opportunities, and particularly after this trade agreement, India is now the world's growing major economy, and particularly after signing this agreement with the reductions of tariff, I see immense opportunities being created for the businesses in the region. So that is what the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement offers. Apart from trade, there are so many aspects of this agreement which facilitate people to connection, the social security agreement, and many other aspects which will facilitate strengthening this bond.
Brilliant. Super exciting. And having been fortunate to see India thrive in the way that it does and is, over in particular, the last decade, and actually being there a couple of weeks ago, sort of in Mumbai, and also seeing, Modi ji and President Macron and the AI summit going on as well. I think there's a real exciting opportunity for shared bilateral both trade but also cultural aspects as well, Consul General G, isn't there?
Absolutely, and you rightly mentioned that India uh, is buzzing with opportunities, and you must have seen that during your visit recently to India. And it is, as I mentioned earlier, it is now the world's fastest growing economy and a major economy, the fourth largest GDP in the world, with a population of more than 1.4 billion people and a rapidly expanding middle class, driving demand for expertise in sectors such as advanced manufacturing, professional services, digital technology, education, clean energy. These are the focus areas in India, which provides an opportunity and scope for collaboration with the region. I have learned that there are 100 Indian companies registered in the Northwest, which collectively invest approximately £1 billion in the region and now employ more than 6,700 people. So this caters and this provides a platform and an opportunity to collaborate with each other much more. And there are immense opportunities to be explored in both the regions, in India and England.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Which then leads us on very neatly and nicely to the summit, right? So you've pulled together a brilliant selection and collection of individuals from the whole of the North, right? And across all major industries and sectors. So, the foremost, so health and life science, education. And as the Northeast, which I, selfishly, I'm incredibly proud of, and will always champion. We have 5 brilliant universities, 2 Russell Group. We have, centres, innovation centres, national ones, and a whole host of opportunities. But talk about the summit a little bit. What does success look like?
So the summit it looks quite promising and exciting. It will have, it has ensured already a participation from across the region, which was my idea of doing the summit, because I really wanted to showcase and involve and work together with beyond Greater Manchester, with the thriving regions in the entire north of England. It has been my endeavor in the last 1 year since I've joined here, that to find out the opportunities here in the entire region, and I have extensively engaged. I visited your region. I've met many authorities and policymakers. So this summit is bringing together all those policymakers and industry leaders, entrepreneurs. We will have conversation with them, highlighting how and what opportunities do exist there. Apart from discussing what we have achieved so far, we would discuss what is the way forward and what we are trying to achieve in future, and what lies in the future ahead for us. One thing I would like to highlight, that besides these significant aspects of the relationship, which we'll discuss in the summit, such as trade, technology, sports, education, cultural connect, the summit would also focus on how SMEs in the region are and they can make big impact on this relationship. So the discussion will explore how this new comprehensive economic trade agreement can unlock new opportunities for small and medium enterprises in both the countries, which I wanted to highlight, because which is something you have been really focusing on, and you have championed the cause of SMEs. This session will examine how improved market access, reduced trade barriers, and strengthened regulatory cooperation can empower SMEs to expand across borders, which will foster innovation and build resilient supply chains. So, by bringing together policymakers, industry leaders, we can leverage. We will see that how SMEs can leverage evolving India-UK economic partnership to drive investment, stimulate regional growth, and play a pivotal role in shaping the future of the bilateral corridor.
Brilliant, super exciting. I cannot wait. And what we'll do, Vishakhaji, is we'll, with your permission, share the link and details. So if people are interested who are relevant and suitable to this significant opportunity, then please do register, come along and represent your sector, your industry in the Northeast as well. And we'll be reporting back live as part of my radio show next week. We'll be sort of both spectating and participating as part of the opportunity, just to showcase how significant the India and UK partnership is. Is there anything else you would like to share before the end of your segment?
I'd like to highlight that given the potential this region has, the northeast of England, I would request all your audience and you and your partners to come in full strength and participate in the summit. I'm very confident that the summit would provide a very useful platform for further discussions. And during my visit, as I realized that authorities in the Northeast are actively seeking to work with India. So this is the summit where we can find out how we can work together in future. So look forward to seeing all of you on 20th of March.
We'll all be there. We're going to get a bus, is what we are. We're going to get a coach. All right, wonderful. Thank you ever so much. We need a big smile from you, please, if you may indulge. I like to take a picture. 3, 2, 1. And thank you ever so much for.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you.
All the best. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And there we have the Consul General G joining us. Incredibly capable individual, Jack.
Yeah, of course. I think, obviously, you're not going to be a Consul General for nothing. Highly in intellect, but it's the diversity, Ammar, that they have, and that ability to be able to kind of do such big things and pull whole regions together and be able to do it in different countries. So obviously, I see a lot of kind of the ability to that diplomacy in the tone and the ability to be able to bring lots of groups together, that inspiring kind of mindset. I think that's what will really help bring communities together from the region. I think we just got to make sure that Newcastle doesn't miss out and becomes a stronger partner on this type of an initiative.
Very much so. And I think we need adequate and appropriate representation, don't we? Is what we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's great to have Consul General on our show. We will be inviting other Consul Generals throughout the next few months. We've got relationships with all of the major ambassadors and Consul Generals from across all of South Asia is what we have. So we're quite fortunate in that regard. Okay, so Jaff, coming back to the future, it would have been interesting, right, to have asked about various other global events and such like, but actually we needed to talk about something positive.
Yeah,
I think
Ammar,
it's good.
From India's perspective, obviously we've got lots of links with lots of our kind of team members have been away, and the flights have changed. Ordinarily, it was just automatic that they would be going through Dubai. Almost everybody did, but now they're doing direct flights, probably more direct flights from Heathrow to parts of India, and that's the route that they're taking, so they can kind of bypass all of the trouble. So I'm not sure how much it's going to impact India and their kind of economical needs, but in terms of transport, I think they will be okay. I don't know too much about this, but I know that they did a deal with the Americans on energy, and subsequently they're now trying to re-buy gas again from Russia. So I mean, they've got good relations with Russia, but so I think there's certain changes like that. But I think being one of the world's leading economy, they'll have so many kind of options that they can explore, and the negotiating power will be so strong from India's perspective.
I think look, I haven't been there so many times and seen how significant India is, and the level and depth of change. It's quite profound, is what it is, and it's incredibly exciting. I suppose being who we are and whatever else, one of the things I ask and probably shouldn't do publicly is, imagine if India was still just India, then how major if everyone if everyone lived in peace and harmony, is what it is. And that's the thing. That is the thing, isn't it? The world's crying out. Well, the world maybe isn't, but people are crying out for peace and harmony. I go to India and I think about, oh my gosh, I feel like I feel I can speak Punjabi. I like the environment. It's like whatever it is. I don't feel out of place.
But it's everyone's motherland, though. We're all part of India at some point.
Well, everyone's come from India.
Yeah,
is what we all have.
Well,
and that's my point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a motherland, so it's a part of. It's like our origins are from India, regardless of whatever separations have happened at some point down the line. But if you pack back your ancestors will be India. So
we are Indian, so we're from Jalandhar, is what we are. So even now, it's anyway, it's a very interesting. Anyway, point being, get down to the summit. There's a link. There will be a link. Delighted to have Vishakha ji on Spice FM, the premium world-class radio station right here in the Northeast, bringing you significant diplomats and then global restaurateurs who are multi-award winning, making a difference. How cool was it? I actually remembered after I started introducing you that we'd had that round table. I took everyone from here, the International Space Station, down to Dude, and they all sat and ate it, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then there was a diplomat, a UK diplomat, who had brought to Dude. Did I bring him to Dude or Kai? Dude, I think it was. And he just simply said it was the best food he'd ever had in the UK, is what he said. So there you have it. Bit of promotion. That was £5,000. Especially it's 10,000 of a big influencer. People pay, don't they? Influencers.
Yeah. I mean, they play a big role, Ammar, but I've not been. I just feel that I'm a bit old school. I think that people should do when you're getting critiqued, it should be a open critique without giving them a free meal and stuff like that. Influencers come, they take a free meal, and they're going to say good things about you. And so I think sometimes it's a little bit of a false economy, but it is what it is. I think we've only got a few minutes left, Ammar. I think we need to talk about Newcastle United and the match against Barcelona, which was,
How was it? How was it for you? We got robbed.
We got
robbed.
It's just
God.
terrible, Ammar. 4 minutes of added time, went on to 6 minutes, and last kick of the ball they scored, and it was devastating. When you consider what the English teams did, we performed the best out of the 6 English teams that are left. So hopefully, look, we can go to the Camp Nou and.
Are you coming? Are you coming?
No, I'm not. You know, I think it's
Oh,
a bit.
I'd saved you a seat on the plane.
Yeah, it's a bit
So
late.
the plane's like 7:30 a.m. and it comes back at 23:30. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm there. I'm super excited.
yeah, amazing. It's going to be like a once in a lifetime.
Ah, I mean, but it's not just going to Newcastle, or Camp Nou, as certain people call it. It's not just that. It's actually seeing your football team, Newcastle United, play there. Do you know what I mean? As in, it's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity. It's great that you've got the tickets to go. It's going to be a phenomenal experience. And hopefully we get through, and maybe it's the future ones. I'll definitely be up for it.
Well, we need to go to Budapest, don't we? I've been there a few times.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, no, we'll definitely be there. We'll be there. Budapest. That's a cool place, and it's got those 2 different influences. It's got the Buddha and the pest side, and it's you can feel it. It's by the yeah. It's a bit like Istanbul. It's like a significant historic trading post, like global, and they've got like sectors. They've got Hero Square. I've been there a few times. I was buying property there. It was probably one of the fastest growing property markets in Europe at one point. Is what it was, and on Budapest. Let me just quickly do this. Give me a rundown of Hungary.
Romania, isn't it, Ammar? Is it?
Budapest is the capital of Hungary and one of Europe's most visually striking cities. Sitting on the banks of the Danube River, it is famous for its dramatic architecture, historic thermal baths, vibrant cafe culture, and layered history that blends Roman, Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, and modern European influences. And it's actually the Ottoman Empire, if you think, that came from Turkey. And so if you think about Istanbul, no wonder it's a bit like that. So there's 2 sides of the city. There's Buda, is the historic, hillier side of the city, and the Pest is the energetic, commercial, and cultural heart. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show. You've been listening to Ammar and live on our weekly radio show on Spice FM. As I've mentioned, next week I'll be live. Jalf, are you coming to the India Summit then? Do you want to come down?
But it's next Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's going to be Eid, most likely.
No, it's Eid on Thursday. I've seen the moon. Anyway, if you're whatever you're doing, if we're not around, Eid Mubarak to each and every one of you who are celebrating. Well done. May you have a blessed time. And if it's not Eid, we'll be live from the India UK Summit.
On the hour, every hour, from the heart.